Welcome to Cherry Hill Tuition, where incredible results are achieved. In this mathematics tutorial, I will cover some of the excellent processes used by Cherry Hill to achieve the highest grades. Let's get started. You will notice that the question numbers are not consecutive and do not start from 1. This is simply because the questions refer to Cherry Hill specific material, but do not worry if you do not have access to this. This video will still cover the concepts in full. Okay, so question 11. We have been given a range of values that each correspond to a letter, and we need to make the relevant substitutions in order to simplify this expression. It is very important to note that we need to make substitutions always in brackets. So we have minus a, and a is 1, minus 3 plus b, which is 2, minus c, which is 3, plus 5 multiplied by d, which is minus 4, minus 1. Now let's simplify this by getting rid of the brackets. We have minus 1, minus 3, plus 2, minus 3, plus 5 multiplied by minus 4, which is minus 20, minus 1. A plus and a minus sign give us an overall negative. So let's rewrite this. Minus 1, minus 3, plus 2, minus 3, minus 20, minus 1. Okay? Minus 1 minus 3 gives us minus 4. Minus 4 plus 2 gives us minus 2. Minus 3 minus 20 gives us minus 23. Minus 23 minus 1 gives us minus 24. We therefore end up with minus 2 minus 24, which gives us an answer of minus 26. Okay, so hopefully this was quite straightforward. Now pause this video and try this question on your own. Only look at my method if you get really stuck. If your method and answer are correct, then try the next question on your own and then press play to see my method and answer. Okay, so we have 5 multiplied by e, which is 5, multiplied by d, which is minus 4, minus a, which is 1, plus 3. Okay, so again, let's start by simplifying this by getting rid of the brackets. We have 5, and then we have 5 multiplied by minus 4, which gives us minus 20, minus 1 plus 3. 5 multiplied by minus 20 is minus 100, minus 1 plus 3. Minus 100 minus 1 is minus 101. Minus 101 plus 3 gives us minus 98. So your answer is minus 98. Okay? Let's move on. We are now given algebraic equations which require us to solve for an unknown. In this case, we are solving for the x. So we have minus x minus 5 is equal to minus 5. Now, when we are solving for an unknown, it is very important to work out what is stopping the unknown from being alone. So currently, hopefully you will realize we have the minus and the minus 5 that are both stopping the x from being on its own. So somehow we need to eliminate these. Let us start by adding x to both sides. It is really important that if we make a change on one side of the equation, that we are making the same change on the other side of the equation. Otherwise, your answer will be incorrect. So this leaves us with minus x plus x minus 5 is equal to minus 5 plus x. We can simplify this because minus x plus x gives us 0, and we are left with minus 5 is equal to minus 5 plus x. So now the only thing stopping the x from being on its own is this minus 5. In order to eliminate something, we need to do the opposite, which is add 5. So now we add 5 on both sides. This will eliminate the minus 5 because the opposite of minus 5 is plus 5. This leaves us with minus 5 plus 5 is equal to minus 5 plus 5 plus x. And let's rewrite this over here so we have some more space. So the left-hand side, the minus 5 and the plus 5 cancel out and give us 0. And on the right-hand side, minus 5 and plus 5 cancel out, and we are just left with the x. Therefore, x is equal to 0. Okay? Now pause this video and try this question on your own, and only look at my method if you really get stuck. If your method and answer are correct, try the next question on your own and then press play to see my method and answer. Okay, so question 43, we have x minus 41 is equal to 37. Hopefully you would have realized that the only thing stopping the x from being on its own is this minus 41. So in order to eliminate this minus 41, we need to add 41 to both sides. This leaves us with x minus 41 plus 41 is equal to 37 plus 41. On the left-hand side, the minus 41 and the plus 41 cancel out, so we are only left with the x. And on the right-hand side, we have 37 plus 41, which gives us 78. So your answer is therefore x is equal to 78. So hopefully this is the answer that you had reached as well. Okay, let's move on. Okay. So we now have 1 minus 6x plus 3 is equal to 17. I am hoping that you already realized that we could simplify this without any further calculations. The 1 and the 3 are like terms, therefore we can collect them and make this equation a little bit more simple. So we can rewrite this as 1 plus 3, which is 4, minus 6x is equal to 17. Now, what is stopping the x from being on its own? It is the minus 6 and the 4. So we need to eliminate these. Let's start off by adding 6x to both sides. This leaves us with 4 minus 6x plus 6x is equal to 17 plus 6x. Now on the left-hand side, minus 6x plus 6x gives us 0, so we just have 4. And on the right-hand side, we have 17 plus 6x. Okay? Okay, so now let's get rid of this 17 by doing the opposite. The opposite of plus 17 is minus 17. So let's minus 17 on both sides. We end up with 4 minus 17 is equal to 17 minus 17 plus 6x. 4 minus 17 on the left-hand side gives us minus 13. And on the right-hand side, the 17 and the minus 17 cancel out, and we are just left with 6x. Okay? Now, the last thing that is stopping the x from being on its own is this 6. So we need to get rid of this 6. Currently, the 6 and the x, they are being multiplied by each other. So in order to eliminate a multiplication by 6, we need to divide by 6. This gives us 13 over 6 is equal to 6x over 6. Which simplifies to 13 over 6 is equal to x. And this is because the 6 and the 6 cancel out. Therefore, this is your unknown value. Okay? Now pause this video and try this question on your own. Only look at my method when you get stuck. If your method and answer are correct, try the next question on your own and then press play to see my answer. Okay, so I am hoping that you would have realized that 5 plus 7 are both like terms and we can simplify them. So we can rewrite this as minus 2x plus 26 is equal to 12. Okay? Now we need to try and get the x to be on its own. So let's start by adding 2x to both sides. So we have minus 2x plus 2x plus 26 is equal to 12 plus 2x. This simplifies to 26 on the left-hand side because the minus 2x and the plus 2x cancel out, and 12 plus 2x on the right-hand side. Now we still have the 12 and the 2 that are stopping the x from being on its own. So let's start by eliminating the 12. And in order to do this, we need to do the opposite of plus 12, which is minus 12. So we minus 12 on both sides. This gives us 26 minus 12 on the left-hand side and 12 minus 12 plus 2x on the right-hand side. Okay? On the left-hand side, we have 26 minus 12, which gives us 14. On the right-hand side, the 12 and the minus 12 cancel out, leaving us with only 2x. And now the only thing that we are left with is getting rid of this 2. Right now, the 2 and the x are being multiplied by each other, so the opposite would be to divide by 2. So we end up with 14 over 2 is equal to 2x over 2. 14 divided by 2 is 7, and 2x divided by 2, the 2's cancel out, and we are left with x. Therefore, x is equal to 7. Okay? Okay, now we have minus 5g plus 11. So let's get a different color. Minus 5g plus 11 is equal to 10. Okay, so in this case, we have a different letter to x, but it is the exact same thing and we use the exact same concept. So hopefully you can see that we have the 11 and the minus 5 that are both stopping the x from being on its own. So let's start by adding 5g to both sides. This leaves us with minus 5g plus 5g plus 11 is equal to 10 plus 5g. Minus 5g plus 5g on the left-hand side give us 0, so we only are left with 11. And we have 10 plus 5g on the right-hand side. Now we still have the 10 and the 5 that we need to get rid of. So let us start by eliminating the 10 by minusing 10 on both sides. This gives us 11 minus 10 is equal to 10 minus 10 plus 5g. On the left-hand side, we have 11 minus 10, which is just 1. And on the right-hand side, we have 10 minus 10, which is 0. So we are just left with 5g. Okay, so now the last step is to get rid of this 5, and we can do this by dividing both sides by 5. This leaves us with 1 over 5 is equal to 5g over 5, which means 1 over 5 is equal to g, because the 5 and the 5 cancel out. So your answer is g is equal to 1 over 5. Okay?
Thank you for tuning in. Remember, practice makes perfect. Never give up. I will see you in the next tutorial.